Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Body Mind Healing. My name is Maria Sanchez. I am a holistic health consultant, a family nurse practitioner, a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and a doctor in nursing practice. The case for today is End of the Illusion. And it begins with the person saying, "We are species that lost its way. We are immersed in a matrix of religions, wars, divisions. They pit us against each other so that we live in fear, guilt, anger, resentment, judgment." To say that we are a species that lost its way is in reality a limited way of understanding who we are. We have not lost anything. We are spiritual beings living a human experience. Life on earth is a learning space, a stage where infinite possibilities unfold to grow, to remember who we are, and to reconnect with our essence. What some call the matrix, religions, wars, divisions, judgments, is not a prison imposed from outside, but a collective reflection of our own inner decisions. No one is forced to live in fear, guilt, anger, or resentment. No one binds us to a religion, a system of thought, a word, or a personal conflict. These are choices, conscious or unconscious, that we make as individuals. And although the human tendency is to blame the external world, the truth is that this external world is, to a large extent, the mirror of our internal vibrational frequency. It is easier to point the fingers and say it is the fault of the system, of the religions, governments, others, etc., than to look honestly at ourselves and recognize that many times we have allowed, sustained, or fed those energies by not wanting to assume responsibility. The real matrix is not made of walls, systems, or dogmas. It is made of repetitive thoughts, heavy emotions, and limiting beliefs that we cultivate day after day. It is our vibrational frequency that creates that reality, and that frequency is neither fixed nor final. It changes with every choice, with every act of awareness. Those few, perhaps 10% of humanity who manage to live outside that density are not chosen ones, nor did they escape the matrix thanks to the external force. They did it because they decided to. They understood that the ego and the mind are tools, not masters. They stopped blaming others, released the need to live from victimhood or resentment, and began to cultivate responsibility for themselves. That is authentic transcendence, not running away from the matrix, but understanding that it was always a projection of our inner world. We can do it too. Nothing stops us but our fears, excuses, and judgments. It is a matter of wanting, of choosing differently, on focusing on our own process instead of wasting time blaming others or an abstract system. The work is internal, observing our thoughts, recognizing our emotions, assuming our decisions. Every time we stop judging and start understanding, our vibration changes. Every time we choose responsibility over blame, we free ourselves a little more. In this sense, the matrix is not an enemy to fight, but a teacher that clearly shows us where we still give away our power. When we understand this, we stop fighting against life and begin to co-create with it. What seemed like a prison becomes a training ground for the soul. The invitation is clear. Let us look within. Let us ask ourselves where guilt, fear, anger, or judgment are still hiding. Let us question which parts of us are still waiting for others to change so we can feel at peace, which will never happen, because whenever we expect or try to make others change, it is because we have moved away from our own process, from our center, from our inner harmony. And then let us courageously assume that peace does not depend on anyone else, but it is our decision. We are not a lost species. We are a species in evolution, a species that is remembering little by little that the key to freedom is not outside, but in every heart willing to choose consciousness over unconsciousness, love over fear, responsibility over victimhood. In the end, the question is not whether the matrix exists or not, but whether we are willing to stop feeding it. Because the day we decide to, the door will open, the veils will fall, and we will see and clearly understand that we were never trapped in anything more than our own inner game, that everything was our own creation to allow us to experience, to learn, to grow, to evolve, and to awaken to a higher consciousness. Let's not forget that healing is a return to the balance of body, mind, and spirit, a reminder that we are never truly broken. Until next time.